and welcome to Andrea's One Stop Garden. Today I am planting pansy seeds and violas. I start them in January. Yes, it's still winter. However, I like to start them in January because then I get April blooms when they're ready to go out in April when the weather starts warming up a little bit. So today we are planting pansy and violas, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Pansies do require a few extra steps, so stick around towards the end of the video. I'll show you exactly what they need after the seeds are planted. So let's get started. So I like to start with these little containers. You can buy them in packs of 12 from any nursery or feed store usually, and they're relatively cheap. So I like to start them in here. I'm just going to put my seed starting mix. My seed starting mix I use is ProMix HP. It's a soilless seed starting mix that is light and fluffy. I've already pre-moistened the soil. So I just fill the seed starting mix just like that. And then down here, I'm gonna do the back to black violas. I absolutely love these. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and I'm planting them this year. I think they're gonna look absolutely fantastic in my light blue hanging baskets. You can see in this picture of one of my baskets from last year. You can see the seeds are very tiny. So all you do is you pat the soil down just like that, because it has to be 1/8 of an inch in depth. And after patting, sometimes you'll just have to top it up just a little bit like that and re-pat it down. So now that's pat down, you just take your seeds and you sprinkle it all on top there. I press the seeds into the soil just a little bit, and then I take vermiculite, and because it needs just a little bit of soil depth, I take the vermiculite and I just put a very thin layer over top. The vermiculite helps with germination because it holds the moisture in and keeps the seeds moist while they're waiting to germinate. So it's just that easy, just a very thin layer, just like that. And then I just take my spray bottle and I make sure that everything gets wet there. Next, I grab a label. I've already made this one with a label maker. You can see that I put the type of seeds that I'm planting and the date that I planted it on. And I just take it right here and I pop it right on there. You can see that just like that. So one down. I got another container here filled with soil, and I've patted down it. The next seeds I am doing is these absolutely beautiful pansies. They're super Chalon pansies. They have large ruffled blooms. I planted them last year and they're absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to open up this seed packet here. Because the seeds are super tiny, I've already opened it fully, so it's easier to dump out. I'm using up the rest of these seeds, and I'm just gonna sprinkle them on top. Pat it down, and then throw a little bit more vermiculite right on top. I absolutely love pansies and violas. They're one of my favorite flowers because it's a bit of a sign of spring when you have the pansies and violas popping up. And in some zones, especially our zone, they are perennial, so they do come back. Whether the plant comes back itself, I'm not sure. In our zone, however, I do get them every year because they reseed. So if you are planting it in an area, make sure it's an area that you're okay with them reseeding, because they will take over a little bit. I have them in my rock area from hanging baskets I had 3 or 4 years ago, and I have volunteer pansies that come up every single year and cover my walking path with flowers. I end up taking those flowers and potting them up into other containers and having more flowers in the front there where it's north facing. So there's that one. That one's all done as well. Well, there you have it. I have my backed black violas and my super Shalon ruffled pansies all planted up just like this. Now, the next step I was talking about in the beginning of the video is pansy and viola seeds need darkness to germinate. So what I do is I take another tray and I put another tray right on top, just like that. So what I do with this tray is I take it and I place it on the shelf, bottom shelf right behind me, where it is close to the concrete floor in my grow room here, and it stays relatively cool down there. And I just check back on it every day, usually morning and night, make sure it's not drying out, and I give it a quick spray in the morning and at night. And you want to check back on it frequently, as once you see germination, you want to make sure that you pop them underneath the lights right away, as they only need darkness for the germination process. So there you have it. It's just that easy to plant viola and pansy seeds. So this month I am going to be having a lot more planting videos coming up. I'm going to be starting all my woody herbs like thyme, oregano, and rosemary, as well as my canna seeds I still have to plant. I also like to start some portulacas and a few other perennial flowers. So stay tuned, hit the like button for this video and hit subscribe and watch for more planting videos like this. And like always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.